นู่นน่ะอย่าไปต่อตัวหมูกันได้นะจะนักศึกษาไปเจอตัวหมูใช้ว่าเนี่ยเนาะไปเจอตัวหมูใช้ว่าอีกคอไปเอาหมูทดลองใช้ไปทดลองสารชีนะไปจะเนี่ยที่กูไปหมูใช้ตัวเนี่ยเนาะอย่าไปตัวสิคือตัวเนี่ยเนาะไปรู้เจอกันเด้อไปตัวกันเด้อเนี่ยตัวที่เจอนอนในตรงนั้นเนี่ยเนี่ยอีรู้ส่วนซึ่งนะใครปอนนั่นเนี่ยลุ้นไปเจอกันเด้อนะbây giờ bên một sai trên này rồi chẳng nào bé trẻ muốn nó này bé muốn dây lúc xem này bên nó của ta tại cho nên đọc một sai này để ta tại muốn dây xem này bên nó thì bây giờ muốn lòng thắc sẵn này một sai có đó chỉ nè tiếp theo thì một số phần đỡ nữa cũng mà li qua cho bé sai bé giờ một cái sao chỉ chứ bây giờ hai sao chỉ cũng mà li cho nên thì cũng bé sẽ được bỏ kia nè người ta tao lo rồi nó bây giờ mù nữa nên tận giờ lời rồi bây giờ mù nữa thứ năm về
מצד אחד ראינו, הרי אנחנו צריכים לכבד את השבת ואין שמחה אלא ביין וצריך שיהיה
tôi cần đấy nhá tôi thấy cho nó cũng là chỉ cơ thế nữa tôi muốn đi non là nó chỉ khôn chế thôi nữa
גם בעניין הזה של יין, מה אנחנו עושים
nên nó tập bộ nó là hồi thì nâng bút tàn nữa rồi giờ bây giờ tôi chờ nâng bút tàn từ trên này nâng cùng một chung nó chỉ lo sao giờ vì nó giờ ấy giờ bây giờ cầm bút trà này vì nó không biết có thay từ nung để trên cái sang Ah, yes. I know. Để cho bên mua chứ. Tụi nó giờ phải tự suy hư nè, ta tự cho bên một cái.
Okay, have a seat. I want to see that everybody's here. How many are missing? ואז הוא הולך לישון, כמובן, ואז הוא הולך לישון, ואז שהוא ישן, הוא לא מבחין הוא אמר לגמור לבד. עכשיו, יש אנשים שהם אפילו מפספקים את עצמם שהם מועדים לבורא. הם ישבו הרבה, שלא יבואו ברכת תורן, הם לא יתפללו, הם יזכרו באנשים, הם יצטטו כל מיני סודות שאחר כך
זהו, כולם פה.
I've already got a video.
ta sẽ nói bé lò tá này bé ta tại giờ mua này chỉ cho một tàu tàu mà chân này với một sai trên này mua đã chỉ đó
הטלפון שלך.
and not go for any other place.
tốt giỏi nữa
Concentrate here and then we continue.
bé ta trồng gì nữa bé tốt giỏi nữa để bài nữa cho bé một sai cho bé một đó chị nữa
No.
trồng gì nữa nè Saya bây giờ một đó chị nè bé ta tàu một tàu nó nè cứ cho bé sẽ được một sai cho bé một đó chị nè ít bây giờ thì bé một sai bé long phát nam cho đó chị nó cũng mới cho bé sẽ được một lòng gì hư thải trên này hay sao đó chị nè trong kinh cầu nữa là để cái thế này tôi cần phải chọn nó cũng muốn đâu tràn tôi giáo tôi dù bao nhiêu chia thế giờ stop bỏ đôi nhát từ thế chịu tôi sao thế chịu nó cũng bỏ theo cũng bao thế này thế nó rong đi giờ là thế cam ô hồ lửa nè thế chơi nhau nè cho nên bỏ nên ta tập bỏ ta xin nào bây giờ một sai ra chỉ nè thế nó cười cái chỗ lửa còn những cái cha bên này giờ ta tạo hồ lửa đó con này bỏ cho cha bên nào thế này là tới cho hồ lửa nhưng rồi tới chơi XL nữa còn nó nè về một sai tận đây sẽ về một đó chị ok ít biết sao tận đây tao cũng đi sai cho biết sai được sai về đó chị nè okแต่ฉันน่ะเป็ดตาแต่ตัวจอนะผมจะเป็นผู้ชายที่สี่หาชีพนี่จะเดินมุมตะกุชัน
The tools that they are part of this. They are working with in the field. Then we see some other materials, facilities, some crops, and we'll stop every station. We'll talk about it. You will ask questions if you have. You can take pictures if you want. We don't go inside the greenhouse or the tunnels. Everything we'll see is from the outside because we'll talk about it later why we cannot go inside. But please try to be gathered that I will not have to follow and look for you everywhere. Okay? So let's start. These are some tools that they are using to prepare the field before planting. It's not in the right order, but we'll explain each of them. For example, this machine is connected to the tractor, of course. It's making the beds. You see this and this. They are making the beds like we saw here. We see here. You can see this is a small bed. In each bed there are two rows. This machine goes one here, one there, and it's make the heat a little bit of the bed, so the bed will level of the surface about 15-20 centimeters. Why we need these beds? Do you remember we talked about it when we talk about preparing the field? We want the drainage will be better. Blower by the tiller, by all the rotometers, it will be fine and soft. The water will drain much better. And if the drainage is good, the roots can develop much better. this marking the edges of the bed. This one, you can see there are knives. There are rolling while the tractor is running, and this is the rotavator. What it's doing, if after plowing we have big clots, we'll see it later, the rotavator will break it to small particles and they make the soil soft. Actually, this is the last activation of the field preparation before we planting. After we mark the beds, we rotovate the beds only, and the beds will be fine and soft. We'll see how it goes. Any question about it? If not, let's continue.
Petit monde chez nous, il fait mon cher chien.
This one is a little bit, you cannot see, but this one is a weeds cleaner. It's cutting the weeds not inside the field, surrounding the field. Here we have the engine, the mechanical engine. This part is connected to the back of the tractor. When the tractor rolling, it's rolling this way, and underneath here we have a chain that turbulating very fast and cutting all the weeds that are underneath this. We do it not inside the field, but surrounding the field, or if we have an orchard between the rows, we use this one to cut the weeds. And cut it very close to the surface so it will not develop again. Okay, this is not important, this is the roof of tractor. Yeah. Okay. What is this? More or less, it's not exactly flour. It's called pre-flour. Why it's pre-flour? When we are going to cultivate a new field, like, for example, the way the soil is very hard. It's very hard, and the plower cannot go inside it and break it and do what it needs. So before plowing, we're using this. And this one just making some hole to break the soil. So after that we can go with the plow very easy. We don't do it every cultivation, but usually the first time that we plow, we plow a field that it never was cultivated before, or after many years that every year it's compassed more and more until it's too hard and the plow cannot go inside, we use this pre-plower.
Prime power. What does mean prime power?
This one is the same idea of the rotavator, but it's working different way, but it's rotavator that make the soil much softer. Also here we can see from the other side there are some metal knives, and when we roll it and there is an engine that make it roll very fast, it will cut the weeds and also break the clothes this way, like I do by hand, but do it very fast and we'll get very soft soil after this rotavator. This one rotavator.
Kak putik-putik na. Kak putik-putik.
this tool is very simple. You can see it's connected to the tractor there, and this is a kind of knife that going on the field and cutting all the weeds that are on the surface. This go on the surface of the soil, and it's cutting all the weeds. And also, if we growing animals and we grow for them some alfalfa or other grass, we use it to cut the grass to bring it to the animals to eat. Like knife that cutting the wood. What? No. Sewing machine to sew, for example, cereals, wheat, corn, even rice if you want. All what we're doing, we put here the seeds, and the seeds are going here. We have a plate that will release the seeds one by one, every 5 centimeters, every 7. We can adjust it as depends what we are planting. And you see it's go by the pipe down. Down there are two knives that open a ditch. They put the seeds, and after that this one will cover the ditch and they cover the seeds. The dip of it's about 3, 4, 5 centimeters, and it's the best way to plant. It's small planter. There are much bigger for big farms. But here, because it's a small farm, a moshav, and not a kibbutz, they don't need a big machine. If we go to kibbutz, we'll see something 12 meters wide or something like this. This land 1, 2, 3, 3 lines. Yes, 3 lines, 3 rows. This by this. Handles, they can adjust the plant with holes to decide the distance of the ceiling. And also this is go by the tractor from here. After we prepare the field, in this, when we planting cereals, we don't have to make beds. We planting on flat, and we go with this every 3 rows. We plant seeds. You can see, yes. Okay, but it's not a flower. It's almost the same. The one that we saw at the beginning. This is marking the beds. You see. Here will be the ditch between the beds. Here will be other ditch. This will be leveled a little bit, and here is the bed. After we making the bed, we can plant on top of bed. We put the irrigation. We'll see later, and we plant. Now we can adjust the size of the bed if we want to make it. This is about, I think, 2 meter, 1.8 meter. We can bring this to here and to make bed of 1 meter. Depends what we are going to plant. We can adjust the edges of the bed. Very simple. Okay, what is this? And I look. Okay, this is the tank of the sprayer. This sprayer also goes beyond the tractor, connected by this to the power takeoff of the tractor, and when it's working, it's making some pressure inside the tank. We can adjust the pressure here by opening and closing this and this. And on the back of it, sometimes we find boom, and we call it boom sprayer. And the boom is a long metal pipe with nozzles that will spray. But here they spraying by spraying by this hose. Where is you can see this hose is it's about 50 meters long. They have this. You can adjust it how much spray will come from here inside, and they go and spray in the field. A tractor goes by driver, and one of the workers follow the tractor by foot and spray the field, and it can go inside the rows, inside the greenhouse. The tractor wait outside. They have long enough rows to go inside and out. The tractor cannot go inside the greenhouse, the tunnel, so he's standing outside, operating the sprayer, and the worker goes inside the greenhouse and spraying this way all the weeds or the crop, insecticide, fungicide, herbicide, depends. Usually we don't use the same sprayer for herbicide and pesticides, fungicide, and because what remain inside the pump and inside the pipe can cause damage if we put herbicide, and then we spray the weeds, and then we put fungicide and spray the lettuce, for example. What left from the herbicide inside, and always something left in the engine, in the pump, in the pipe, it can cause damage to the lettuce. So usually we need at least 2 sprayers, one for herbicide, one for fungicide, insecticide. Okay?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
How does it work with the person spraying? Does the person spraying go before the tractor or the tractor before?
No, the tractor go before. If it's outside in the field, the tractor go before, and you go follow it.
Okay.
If you go inside the greenhouse, the tractor stand on the outside, and you go inside.
That means the hose pipe should be long enough to access
Yes,
the greenhouse.
yes, it's supposed to be long enough. Usually the standard pipe is about 50 meters, and usually the greenhouses are 30 meters. Sometimes if we have something like this that it's 70 meters, we start from here, finish, go from the other side and do it again, so we spray all the greenhouse. We can use a longer pipe, but if we'll take a 100-meter pipe hose, it will be very heavy and very inconvenient to work in the field. The standard, the easy way to work is by 50-meter hose. Mostly is good for most fields. Okay? Okay. Go on. It's difficult to see, but can you guess what this machine is doing? No? Not exactly. You are close. You see, what we have here is just 2 knives in the beginning, 2 metal pipes, and this going down, and these 2 pieces of metal. Okay, I believe that you will not guess, so I help you. Mulching by polyethylene, by plastic. They put the roll of the plastic here, the two different mulching. First, they put the first one, the one that going on the floor. We'll see later. Put it here, and for low tunnels they use the arcs of metal. You remember, and this the top plastic goes here, and they take the plastic here. This one goes on the floor and stepping on the plastic, so it's stretch it and bring it to the right position. And this two cover the plastic by the soil, so it will hold it very nice. And every bed, one very simple machine and very helpful. Okay.
Về một sai per ai bên đó là per ai bên này là khuจะป่วยมักนั่นนะป่วยมักเลยฝุ่นบุ่มนั่นนะเห็นนะเพื่อจะเราเชื่อซื้ออยู่หาที่จะแนะนำจะได้เป็นนะ
Come. What is this?
Compost.
Compost. What is compost? If I will say this is manure, I will be right or not?
Same.
Huh?
We're the same.
Compost
Same.
Manure.
Wrong.
Compost.
Wrong.
manure.
I wanted to listen this answer, but it's wrong. Because if it was manure, why it's not smell?
Oh.
What happened to the smell? It's organic material, yes. Manure also is organic material.
Okay.
You're right. But what is the idea is that manure smells bad. It contains a lot of seeds, a lot of bacteria, a lot of viruses, a lot of diseases, fungus that we don't like, and it's not good to use in the field. Before, if we have clean field and we put the manure, we bringing some weeds, we bringing some diseases. The compost is manure. We take the manure, we mix it with other things, leaves and chicken shit and other things, and we let it make any process to become a compost. Manure makes any process to become a compost. This process we call compostation. What happened in the compostation? Very simple. The compostation is a chemical process that happens by the nature, mixture of some organic material with some water and some heat, and it's making a process of compostation. In the process of compostation, it produces a high temperature. Inside the heap, while the process, if we measure the temperature, it arrives to 80 degrees. 80 degrees is like sterilization. It sterilizes all the manure, all the organisms that was in the manure before will die. All the bacteria, all the fungus, all the weeds will die, and we'll get organic material sterilized, free of diseases, free of bad seeds, weed seeds. This is a compost. And how we know that compost is ready?
When that
First of
smell
all,
is on.
if we don't feel the smell of the manure, it means that the process is gone. I can tell you that it's not 100% ready. It's about 90% ready. How do I know it? You see the flies here?
Yes.
If I see flies on the heap of the compost, it means it's not ready yet, because the flies, the insects, please come a little bit. It means that the process is not finished yet, and there are some insects living on this area. When it finishes the process, we will not see any flies on the top of the heap, and if we'll touch it, it will be soft and fine, not like the manure, it's like a compost. And this is very good to use as organic material to mix with the soil, for one, and secondly, it contains minerals to feed the plants. And for example, if you grow it organic, what we call organic crops that, like this farm, this are not using chemicals to feed the plants, they feed them the compost. They put a lot of compost. Indeed, the compost is not contains so much minerals, but it contains, for example, in general, about 5-6% of nitrogen, about 2-3% of phosphorus and potassium, and calcium and magnesium and other minerals. And it's very good to use, first of all, when you prepare the field, we put compost to make the soil rich with organic material, that it's very good start for the new plants. And secondly, we use it to fertilize during the cropping by spread it on the field, or soak it with water and put it with the irrigation system.